Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another week of Sports Frenzy action. Good to see everybody back again. Hope everybody is well as usual. Here we are shooting our show on Wednesday as we've been doing lately. So we had a ice day for the schools on Wednesday. So here we are. I'm getting a little bit earlier start on filming the show. Not that you guys will notice the difference because most of the nation watches the show on Sports Frenzy Friday. Anyway, hope everybody's had a great week so far. Oh man, it's been different around here for sure. Yeah, I mean, not too bad. So let's go ahead and jump right into this week's recap part of the show. And first of all, we'll start off with our Laura Havlin program winners this week. We had Ian with 23 out of the 31 points. And we had Mr. Boring and Christy Cook tying with 24 out of 31 points for the staff. So congratulations goes out to them. Starting with this week's recap show, we started off with boys high school basketball games. Manchester got the win over the Addison Panthers, 63-58. And Adrian got the rivalry win over Tecumseh, 66-49. That was also your first 3-point bonus game. Britton Deerfield jumping out and surprising everybody, getting the win over Clinton, 77-72. Dundee getting the win over Hillsdale, 36-35. That was a squeaker of a victory there. Madison getting the victory over Whitmore Lake, 57-32 was your final there. Morenci in the rivalry game with Sand Creek, beating Sand Creek 68-42. Girls high school basketball in the rivalry game, and this was your second 3-point bonus game. We had Tecumseh girls getting the win over the Adrian girls. 40-33 was your final score there. Also another rivalry game action. We saw Ida defeating the Blissfield girls 55-47. And the Columbia Central Golden Eagle girls getting the win over Hudson 54-35 was your final score there. Dundee girls getting the win over the Hillsdale girls 45-35 was your final score there. Lenawee Christian and Lansing Christian. I had to give everybody a point on this game because could not find a score for this game. I'm not sure what happened there, but none of my sources had it, so everybody got a point for that game. Madison girls destroying Whitmore Lake girls, 68-6. Was your final score there. Onstead getting a victory over Erie Mason, 47-43. Is your final there. College basketball action. We had Wisconsin handing Michigan their first loss of the season. 64-54 was your final score there. Michigan had a terrible night. We had Adrian getting the win over Alma, 74-69 was your final score there. Siena Heights winning against Northwestern Ohio, 85-78, but it took an overtime to get the victory there. The Hillsdale Chargers getting the victory over Findlay, 93-82 was your final score in that game. And Indiana Institute over Lawrence Tech, 70-57. Final score of that game. NBA action, we had the Pistons getting the victory over the Miami Heat 98-93. And the Boston Celtics over the Memphis Grizzlies 122-116 was your final there. In college hockey action, we had MSU getting the big goose egg against Minnesota 3-0 was your final in that game. And oddly enough, we had Western Michigan falling to St. Cloud with the same score, 3-0. Back-to-back 3-0 games there. But the Adrian Bulldogs pull off a victory against the Raiders, 3-1 was your final there. NHL hockey action. We have the Calgary Flames taking down the Detroit Red Wings. 6-4 was your final score there. And the St. Louis Blues getting a victory over the Ottawa Senators in overtime, 3-2. And your last hockey games of the week, minor league hockey action, saw the Toledo Walleye falling to the Kalamazoo K-Wings 4-3 in a shootout. But the Grand Rapids Griffins got their victory over Rockford. 3-1 was your final score there. All right, so that does it for the recap portion of our show. Excuse me while I get a drink of cool, refreshing lemonade. Who would have guessed on the show again this week? So with school being closed, I was unable to get sheets printed. Feels like deja vu, because this happened last week for last week's shoot too. And so it'll sound like deja vu for this again too. I will be using my my nice little Kindle Fire, a little promotion there, Amazon Kindle Fire. Not a bad little tablet. Much more reasonably priced than an iPad or some of the other ones you could get, and it does everything I need it to do. So anyway, I'll be using my Amazon tablet again this week, so you guys bear with me as I look at my small print here, look over my glasses, get the thing real close. Do the usual stuff you see me do sometimes when I'm using a tablet or looking up information. But let's jump in because it is Season 9. We are on episode 18. 18 episodes in already. And we'll be starting off with our usual high school basketball. Boys high school basketball. Again, all these games are being played at 7 p.m. on Friday night. Or tonight, as it may be, as you guys are watching the show. We got quite a few games for you guys again this week. I've been pretty excited about this because I have much better resources this year, giving me much better updates on our high school basketball games. So that's been awesome. So great that we can continue carrying high school basketball games for you guys. All right, let's jump into our first game of the week. We are starting off with Adrian. Adrian has 3 wins and 9 losses. They are traveling to and playing against Lincoln. Lincoln has 9 wins and 1 loss. All right, I got to tell you, Adrian, you are going to have to shout really loud this week, because your guys' backs are against the wall in this game. You're on the road, and the team you're playing only has 1 loss. You guys need to scream and scream loud. Let me hear you. Get it up there, guys. Bring the noise. Get loud and proud for your Adrian team. Because get ready to boo the coach. The coach has to go with Lincoln this week. Oh, I know. Here it comes. Here it comes. You guys are tearing me up. I know. Where is his loyalty? Sports Frenzy Studios right here in Adrian, Michigan. I know. I understand. I get it. I can't. I don't know. What can I say? I can't say nothing. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, hate mail coming. Our next game this week is Dundee. Dundee has 8 wins and 4 losses. They are traveling to and playing against the 5 wins and 6 losses Blissfield. I should say, too, also, I always forget to mention this, especially this time of the year. These games are all up for weather delays as well, too. If a game just happens to have a weather delay, if it's canceled, then I will just give everybody a point for that game for the week. Even if the game is rescheduled, you'll still get a... well, let me think about this for a second. Okay, we'll do it this way. Depending on how many games would get canceled, we just might... if the game gets canceled, then there'll just be no points awarded for that team or that game at all. That would work out better. That makes more sense. So say all 5 boys basketball team games, all 4 boys basketball games aren't being played this week, then we just wouldn't count those 4 games against your record either. We just reduce those points down by that. Anyway, with that being said, I believe I am going to go with Blissfield this week. Our third boys high school basketball game. As I mentioned, 7 p.m. tip-off time, I should say, too. All these games tip off at 7 p.m. on Friday. We have Onstead, 6 wins and 5 losses. They are traveling to and playing against Columbia Central Golden Eagles, who also have 6 wins and 4 losses. I came really close to making this a 3-point bonus game this week, but I haven't showed much love to the other sports as far as 3-point bonus games go lately, so I jumped that down. But you guys know who I have as not a member of the football team. I've got the Golden Eagles for the victory. And our 4th and final boys high school basketball game this week, we have the struggling Hudson Tigers. They have 2 wins and 9 losses. They are on the road, traveling to and playing against the Hillsdale Hornets. Hillsdale has 5 wins and 6 losses. I've got to go with Hillsdale for the victory on this one. Moving into girls high school basketball action. We have the Addison Panthers. The Panthers have 5 wins and 3 losses. They are on the road this week, traveling to and playing against a very struggling East Jackson team. East Jackson has 1 win and 8 losses. My alma mater, my home school. I could easily say I'm going with the Addison Panthers this week, so the Panther Nation will be happy, and I won't be getting any hate mail from Addison. And that is the girls' game. Sometimes times are different. This one is not. This will tip off at 7 p.m. on Friday. Next up, we have the in girls' high school basketball action. We have Adrian Maples again. Maples in action. They have 3 wins and 6 losses. And they're going to be traveling to and playing Lincoln. Both teams attacking Lincoln at once. Lincoln girls' high school team has 0 wins and 10 losses. So there you go. A little redemption for me in Adrian. As I say, shout it out for the Adrian girls. Come on, let me hear you. Get loud. Get proud. Give them some cheers. Give them some cheers. Raise the roof. Raise the roof. Bring the noise. Oh, because I've got the Adrian girls for the victory. Tip-off for that game will be at 5:30. So, doubleheader in Lincoln. Next up, we have a team that's surprising me a little bit here. Some teams out of the girls' team. Well, Britton Deerfield. It's Britton Deerfield. Britton Deerfield has 4 wins and 5 losses. That's the Britton Deerfield girls. They are traveling to and playing against the Sand Creek Aggies. The Aggies have 6 wins and 3 losses. Well, I am an honorary member of the girls' junior varsity Sand Creek team. So thank you for my shirt girls basketball team and Mr. Boring. And I've got the Aggies for the victory. This game... my tablet just shut off. Hang on. This game tips off at... 7 p.m. All right. Next game. We have the Ida girls. Ida has 7 wins and 2 losses. They are traveling to and playing against, and this record might be a little off because I didn't have last week's score, so I don't know for sure if this is 100% right anymore. Lenawee Christian, they have 11 wins and 1 loss. Obviously, their coach is works at the school I work at, the ISD. So, and they're a pretty darn good team. I've got to go with the Lenawee Christian girls. Also, as I mentioned, these scores are as of filming of the show. Are the scores. The records, I should say, not the scores. Records are as of Wednesday. Some teams might be playing tonight. Some of these teams might be playing tomorrow, so that might change your record just a little bit. But while we're doing an early shoot, there's nothing I can really do about that. So just know these records are accurate as of Wednesday night and the filming of the show. Up next, we have the Morenci Bulldogs, girls high school basketball team. They have 4 wins and 7 losses. They're on the road this week traveling to and playing against Whitmore Lake. Whitmore Lake has 2 wins and 6 losses. This is a 7 p.m. tip-off. I got to go with the Morenci Bulldogs for the victory. Next up, we have the undefeated Madison girls. Madison, 9 wins and 0 losses. They're on the road this week, traveling to and playing against Whiteford. Or, I'm sorry. Not Whiteford. Yeah, Whiteford. Sorry. I'm getting that confused. It is Whiteford. We got 2 W teams back-to-back here. Whitmore Lake and Whiteford. This is Whiteford. Whiteford has 5 wins and 5 losses. I'm going with the undefeated Madison girls. That game tips off at 7 p.m. on Friday. And your last girls high school basketball game of the week, we have Tecumseh. Tecumseh has 7 wins and 3 losses. They are on the road traveling to and playing against Dexter. Dexter has 4 wins and 6 losses. This game tips off at 7 p.m. I'm going to give the victory to Tecumseh. Simply because they have the better record. All right, moving into college basketball action. Our first game this week is they say the Tecumseh game is a 7 p.m. game as well. If I didn't, it is. All right. Men's basketball, men's college basketball, not high school basketball. We're done with that. College basketball action. We have Kelvin this week. Kelvin has 8 wins and 9 losses. They're traveling to, right here, our very own Adrian Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are struggling this year, so they could really use a shout-out from you guys. So let's give the Adrian Bulldogs a shout-out. Come on, let me hear you. Shout it out for them because they need a lot of help. Their record is not very good. They have only 3 wins and 14 losses. The tip-off for this game is at 3 p.m. Saturday, and it's not a televised game. I know you guys are going to be like, whoa, why you choose the Adrian College, but you didn't choose the Adrian High School team? I don't know. I just do. Adrian College for the win. In my books. I have no rhyme or reason to my picks. I just go with my gut instinct. Next up we have Aquinas. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Aquinas. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Pronounce it the way you want to pronounce it. They have 5 wins and 16 losses, and it doesn't matter how you pronounce it because I am going with Siena Heights. Siena Heights has 11 wins and 9 losses. Tip-off for this game is at 5 p.m. Saturday. No television station, but you can. This is a home game along with the Adrian game, so you could go down there and watch the game if you want to. I've got Siena Heights for the victory. Next up, we have the Hillsdale Chargers. The Hillsdale Chargers have 12 wins and 5 losses. They are on the road this week, traveling to and playing against Trevecca Nazarene. Trevecca Nazarene only has 1 win and 13 losses. Tip-off for this game is at 4:15 Saturday. Not a televised game. I'm going to assume Hillsdale is going to stomp them into the ground. We'll see. Next up, and I believe I've updated the rankings on these. Michigan dropped down to number 5 with that loss they had. Wolverines are ranked 5th. They have 18 wins and 1 loss. Go Blue! The world's greatest college team. Go Blue! Will be playing, traveling to, they're on the road this week. They will be playing Indiana. The Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana Hoosiers have 12 wins and 7 losses. This game is Friday night. Tip-off is 6:30 p.m. And you can watch it on FS1. I've got, you know who I got, the world's greatest college team. Hail to the victors. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Go Blue! I put a couple. So I figured you guys, I don't know if anybody's getting tired of seeing the same old teams this week, but you guys never, and the nation never complains. That's what you guys are so awesome. You never complain about my games, and a lot of the games are personal favorites or our local teams. So I decided to put a couple of top-ranked teams on here this week for you guys, and see how you enjoy these picks. Make things a little challenging for you this week because we have the number 3 ranked Virginia. Virginia has 17 wins and 1 loss. They are traveling to and playing against Notre Dame. Notre Dame has 11 wins and 7 losses. Tip-off for this game is Saturday at 1 p.m. And you can watch it on CBS. These are games that I don't think about that often either, so, it takes me some time to think about this, but I think I'm going to go with Virginia Tech on this one. Virginia Tech. Virginia. I don't know where I got the tech from. It's Virginia, not Virginia Tech. Oh, boy. And this next game is... Uh-oh, where'd I put it? Here it is. It's first three-point bonus game. It's your first three-point bonus game. Come on, sing along with us now. It's first 3-point bonus. Get ready for it. We haven't done this in a while. Game. Yes, it is. All right, this one is definitely a 3-point bonus game to be a thinker for you guys because we have a couple of top-notch teams here. We have the number 9th ranked Kansas. You're not going to be able to base this much on your records either because Kansas has 16 wins and 3 losses. They are traveling to and playing against the number 8 ranked Kentucky has 15 wins and 3 losses. Oh boy. Tough 3-point bonus game for you guys this week. Oh, man. Even tough for the old coach here. Didn't make this a 3-point bonus game for nothing. It's going to be a tough one. Fight. I think this could be a good game. I have no rhyme or reason behind this pick. I'm going to go with Kentucky. Like I said, there's no real true reason for it. That's just what I'm doing. Okay. Jumping into, I slimmed down some of the NBA games and the hockey games this week, so you guys would be glad to know you won't be hearing the coach singing to you this week for the Blues. But because we have two WWE pay-per-views on here this week as well, so we'll get to those in a few minutes. Anyway, we have one NBA action game for you guys, and that is your Detroit basketball. Detroit Pistons still struggling a bit. Pistons have 20 wins and 26 losses. And on top of that, they are on the road this week. They are playing the Dallas Mavericks, who aren't a heck of a lot better, but they have the home court advantage. They have also one more win. They have 21 wins, 26 losses. Tip-off for this game is 8:30 p.m. Friday night. And you can watch it on FSD. Haven't been able to take in a lot of Detroit basketball this year. But who knows? I may flip it on after the Michigan game. You guys know who I got. No matter what their record is, I'm going with Detroit basketball. All right. Moving into college hockey action, I slimmed this down a bit this week as well. We have 2 college hockey games for you guys this week, and that would be Adrian College. Adrian Bulldogs have 13 wins, 5 losses, and 1 overtime loss. They're on the road this week, traveling to St. Norbert. St. Norbert has 12 wins, 2 losses, and 6 overtime losses. The puck drops for this game at 7 p.m. Not a televised game as far as I know. And you guys know who I'm going for. That's right. Let's give a shout out for the Adrian Bulldogs. And your last college game this week, we have Penn State. Penn State has 13 wins, 9 losses, 2 overtime losses. And they are traveling to and playing against the world's greatest college team. By now, you guys know who that is. That's right. It's the Go Blue. Go Blue Boys. Hail to the victors. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Go Blue. Adrian has 8 wins, 9 losses, 6 overtime losses. It doesn't matter what their record is because I've got Michigan for the win. Go Blue! Oh, that game is 7 p.m. on BTN. I forgot to put the night down for that one. Let me find out. Alexa, what night does Penn State and the Michigan Wolverines play hockey?
Here's something I found on Wikipedia. Penn State Nittany Lions men's ice hockey, formerly known as the Penn State Icers.
Yeah, I don't want to know their record. I don't want to know that. Telling me who they were. No. I don't care who they are. I just wanted to know what night the game was on. Go to our other source for that one. Hey Siri, what night does Penn State play Michigan in hockey action?
I couldn't find any Michigan Penn State games today. Their next game is tomorrow at 7:30.
Siri, when is the next Michigan hockey game?
Michigan meets Penn State tomorrow at 7:30 p.m.
All right, so it's a Friday night game then. That's a Friday night game on the BTN network. Okay, and then our last 2 hockey games this week, minor league hockey action because the Red Wings were not playing a Friday night game or Saturday night game apparently. We have Cincinnati. Cincinnati has 27 wins, 7 losses, 3 overtime losses. And they are traveling to and playing against the Toledo Walleye. The Walleye have 24 wins, 10 losses, and 3 overtime losses. The puck drops for this game 7:15 Friday night. And it can be viewed on the ECHL.TV, and it's a pay-per-view prescription. You can pay per game, or you can pay for a season. Or it's a home game. You can just go down there to the arena and support your Toledo Walleye, which is who I have for the victory. All right, last hockey game that I have for you guys. We have the San Jose Barracuda. Oh, before I say that, though, I made this one your second 3 points. 3 points. It's your second 3-point bonus game. Yes, it is. And that features the San Jose Barracuda. They have 23 wins, 8 losses, and 2 overtime losses. But they are traveling to and playing against the Grand Rapid Griffins. The Griffins have 23 wins, 13 losses, and 3 overtime losses. And, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I didn't do this. I don't have the time down for this game. Good Lord, Tim. Siri, when do the Grand Rapid Griffins play again?
The Griffins take on the Moose at 7 p.m.
When is their next game after that? Friday night or Saturday night?
The Griffins battled the Barracuda on Friday at 7 p.m.
Thank you, Siri. All right, it is a Friday night game, guys. And I've got the Grand Rapid Griffins. All right. I haven't had any of these on here in a while for you guys, but we have WWE wrestling action. Saturday night, we are starting off with what I figure will be the better of the 2 pay-per-views. They are basically the minors and upcomers of WWE action. And you can only really see this if you have the WWE Network, which is just $9.99 a month if you want the WWE Network. As far as I know, it's still that anyway. Okay, so this is your NXT takeover in Phoenix, Arizona. This should, like I said, NXT pretty much is as far as I'm concerned, is where it's at for as far as the wrestling goes right now. Yes, they're the up and comers, the newbies, but the show it blows away pretty much anything the main rosters are doing right now, and and they bring in new people all the time. They just jumped up a bunch of their past new guys that are coming into WWE now. But this pay-per-view is, well, kind of pay-per-view, is it's called NXT TakeOver. That's what they call all their pay-per-views, their takeovers. And this match should be a good one. I like this first guy that's on here, and our first match is Aleister Black versus Tommaso. And he is currently the NXT champion, and he's like the heel. If you guys have never seen Aleister Black before, he doesn't have a his gig isn't copying anybody, but he reminds me, and it's not copying Undertaker at all, but he reminds me of an Undertaker type character. He's kind of a darker imaged dude, but he's really cool, and that's who I like. I like Aleister Black, and I'm hoping he wins and gets the title away from Tommaso. So that's your first NXT match I chose for you guys. We'll review. I'll go over, if we have enough time, I'll go over who's going to be in the rest of the pay-per-view for you guys next. Then also at TakeOver Phoenix, we have the North American Championship. Your current champion is Ricochet. This dude is incredible. He's got some amazing wrestling skills. He does backflips, flips. He can do all kinds of things. like I said, an older guy. Well, not an older guy, but just his wrestling skills are amazing. But at the same time, this other guy, who it looked like he was going to do a heel turn, but then he didn't. Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano is, they call him Johnny Wrestling, and he is a fan favorite. So I don't know I don't know what's gonna happen here. Johnny Gargano's had a lot of chances at a lot of titles, and he's pretty much blown it every time. So I don't know. There might be a plot twist here. We might see him turn completely heel, the rest of the way heel at this. I'm not sure. But unless they're going to get ready to call Ricochet up to the main roster on the WWE Network, I feel like Ricochet will retain his title against Johnny Gargano. And our last NXT match I have for you guys this week, we have the Undisputed Era as your tag team champions, and they are taking on the War Raiders, who are these guys right here. I gotta tell you, both these teams are pretty darn awesome. The War Raiders are the challengers, but they, for big guys, I mean, they're big guys. I'm a big guy, but these guys make me look small. The moves they can do in wrestling, they used to be called War Machine, I believe. And they used to wrestle for Ring of Honor. Look up some of their stuff. You can probably find some of their stuff on YouTube. Old Ring of Honor stuff. I believe if you look up War Machine, is what their old name was. But anyway, for a couple of big guys, the amazing moves they can do it's just insane. But the Undisputed Era is huge too. I think this is going to be a great match for the night. But I do think the Undisputed Era is going to find a way to retain the titles. They run in a pack, so they have some other guys that come out and help them and get involved in matches. I don't know if they'll have somebody interfere or not, but that's the direction I'm leaning in. There's going to be some outside interference somewhere, and the Undisputed Era retain their titles. All right, so those are the matches I have for you from the NXT side of things. NXT is Saturday night. Do I have a time on that? No, I don't. I think it usually starts at like 6 or 7 for that one. And then, wait, does it say, do I have it on here? I don't. Okay. Then we jump over to the Sunday night WWE pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble. Now, the Royal Rumble usually has been going, they have been doing them like super long lately. And the Royal Rumble consists of 30 contestants getting into a ring, and last man standing in the ring that didn't get tossed over the ring is the winner. We're doing one of those for the men, and we're doing an all-women's one as well, Royal Rumble as well. But I don't put those on the sheets at all. In fact, because there's really no point in it. I'm putting the matches on there because there are other matches that are featured throughout the night as well. And so I consulted with fellow wrestling mate and former co-host Jamie Rose on what matches we should give you guys for Sports Frenzy this week. And I don't really think, again, after watching Saturday night's pay-per-view, Saturday night's NXT, this one is going to amount to much. But we came up with the title matches for you guys. So the Universal Championship has Brock Lesnar taking on fan favorite the Demon, Finn Balor. All I know is I want to see this guy gone. I don't like Brock Lesnar. Never have liked Brock Lesnar. Totally was cool with it way back in the day when Goldberg beat him, sent him home. He quit WWE after that. And Finn Balor, oh, there you go. Finn Balor was your very first holder of this title, Universal title. He had to vacate it when he hurt himself winning the title, so that sucks. He got to be the champion for not even 24 hours of the newly crowned Universal title. So I think it's time that Finn Balor gets his title back. And that's who I'm going with. Our second WWE match is going to be for the WWE Championship. And that features, which to me is a really stupid storyline. It's the new Daniel Bryan. And the new Daniel Bryan is basically a villain. So he's a bad guy. He holds the title right now. He took it away from the former champion, AJ Styles. I would love to see AJ Styles get the title back, but I don't think they're done with this crazy, silly storyline yet. So I'm going to say that it stays with the new Daniel Bryan. Alright, that is all we have for you as far as our picks go this week. I am going to let's see if we can bring up some information on the pay-per-views for you guys here first. We'll do try that again. NXT TakeOver Phoenix. All right. NXT Women's title is going to be on the line, as well as Shayna Baszler is the champion, takes on Bianca Belair. You know what? That's about the only match I really don't care about. Shayna Baszler is kind of one of those. She's an MMA fighter, so she likes to beat up on people. And Bianca Belair is somebody I could care less about. She, in my opinion, is not some super great champion. We got the NXT tag titles that we talked about. And we got NXT North American title, which we had on here. And then we have the one singles match is Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno. So that is going to be your NXT pay-per-view for you guys. And then we will do, let's see what else we got going on WWE. Royal Rumble. 2019 matches. Okay, so the men's Royal Rumble, women's Royal Rumble, Universal Championship, WWE Championship, all matches we covered there. We have the Raw's Women's Championship, which will feature the champion Ronda Rousey, and she's going to be taking on Sasha Banks. And then that's the Raw's Women's Championship. And then we have the SmackDown Women's Championship, which will be champion Asuka taking on Becky Lynch. Then we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, which is the Bar, the current champions, taking on the Miz and Shane McMahon. And then we have the United States Championship, which is Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Normally I would probably put that one on there, but they've really watered down Shinsuke, so he's not as cool as he once was. And then they're going to throw a Cruiserweight Championship match in there for you, too. Buddy Murphy is your current champion versus Kalisto, and then versus Akira Tuwaza and Hideo Itami. That's going to be on the kickoff show, I guess, as the Cruiserweight Championship. So there you go. That's what the Royal Rumble pay-per-view is going to look like for you guys. We got a few more minutes here. We'll jump into go over to the Sports Frenzy page. And you know how you can follow that by now. Sports Frenzy page, you can ask to join on the Facebook page is one way to join us. Or you can join our Twitter feed at Sports Frenzy 1. Or if you just want to rewatch the video and you don't want to go through any of that nonsense, you can also check out the YouTube page, which is Coach Cole Sports Frenzy 1. And that is the YouTube where the videos go as well. Go over to see what I have so far for you guys this week. The Detroit Tigers, yes, we're starting to talk about baseball season, even though winter is just now setting in like crazy. The Detroit Tigers have invited 20 players to the Major League camp. You can go to our page and find a list of people on there, check out the list of people on there to see who you want to, or if there's anybody of any interest, check out our page to find out who it is. In more baseball news, Miguel Cabrera, wow, was slammed with a huge amount of money to pay one of his former girlfriends $20,000 a month and cover her house mortgage, vacations, yearly resort passes, and more, according to court documents. And gosh, $20,000 a month. Who says he doesn't make a lot of money? An article posted by our very own Roger Schoonover says that ticket prices are slumping this year for the Patriots versus the Rams game. Traverse City Baseball. Yes, you've heard this story here on Frenzy, that the Beach Bums are no longer. They were bought out by somebody else, sold, and are joining another league. And now the search for a new name has begun. That new name will be announced on the 29th. They are having a ceremony for that. 11:30 a.m. at the State Theater in Traverse City. So if you are not working or doing anything on Tuesday, you could go and check that out. Congratulations goes out to several athletes at Adrian College this week, picking up some awards in track and field and in hockey action. Your captains for the Adrian College lacrosse team has been announced for this season. They will be Kyle Sanderson and Chris French taking on those duties. All right, and that appears to be all I have for you guys right now, and that's good because that puts us just over a little bit over an hour for the show. Anyway, everybody, thanks again for joining us for another week of Sports Frenzy action. Always fun to have you guys here. Thank you so much for always being a part of the show, continuing to support everything I do. I love it, and stay safe out there, everyone. The weather is looking a bit frightful out there right now, so yeah, be safe, and we'll see everybody here again next week at the same time. Well, yeah, same time, because you guys watch on Friday, so it'll be the same time. Take care. Blessings to you all. I'm the coach, and we'll see you again real soon. And I'm out.